Dubai built an island shaped like a palm tree in the middle of the ocean. No steel, no concrete in its foundation, just sand and physics. It's one of the most ambitious engineering projects on Earth. But there's a problem nobody likes to talk about. It might already be sinking. In this video, we're breaking down exactly how this island was built, the physics that made it possible, and the disaster warnings scientists have been raising for over a decade, including what could happen if nothing changes. Let's start with what Palm Jumeirah actually is. It's an artificial island off the coast of Dubai, shaped like a palm tree, a central trunk, 17 branching fronds, and a crescent-shaped breakwater curling around the outside to protect it from the open sea. Construction began in June 2001, led by American architecture firm Hellman Hurley Sharvat Peacock, and developed by the government-owned company Nakheel. By 2004, the basic infrastructure was in place, and by 2007, the first residents were already moving in. Now here's where the physics gets interesting. This entire island was built without a single steel beam or concrete slab in its foundation. Instead, engineers dredged around 120 million cubic meters of sand directly from the floor of the Arabian Gulf, roughly 10 nautical miles offshore. And that detail matters more than it sounds. Regular desert sand, the kind that covers most of the UAE, is too fine and too rounded to bond together. It's actually the wrong material to build with. So engineers used coarser sand from the seabed instead, sand with rougher edges that could lock together and hold shape once compacted. That sand was sprayed into position using a GPS-guided system, precise enough to build the exact palm tree shape from satellite-level accuracy. But loose sand alone can't support the weight of roads, villas, and hotels. So engineers used a process called vibro-compaction. 15 machines drilled 200,000 holes into the island. Each one pumped in high-pressure water and air, while a vibrating probe shook the surrounding sand, forcing the loose particles to pack tightly together. As the compacted sand settled, more was added, and the process repeated, again and again, until the ground was solid enough to build on. The crescent breakwater, protecting the island from the open sea, was built differently. Its base is a layer of sand almost 7.5 meters thick, wrapped in a water-permeable fabric to stop it from washing away, then buried under a layer of 1-ton rocks and capped with an even heavier layer of boulders, weighing up to 6 tons each. It's essentially a wall, built to absorb the ocean's force before it ever reaches the island's fronds. Engineers even left 2 openings in the breakwater, each roughly 100 meters wide, specifically so seawater could keep circulating in and out. Without them, the water trapped inside the crescent would have turned stagnant within months. Today, Palm Jumeirah holds more than 1,730 private villas across its fronds, along with the Atlantis Resort, a 1,600-room hotel complex with its own shopping mall, water park, and aquarium. A 1.4-kilometer bridge connects the island to mainland Dubai, and a 6-lane underwater tunnel links the trunk to the outer crescent. On paper, this is one of the most impressive engineering feats of the last 25 years. But it came with a warning attached almost from the beginning. In 2009, a European ground survey company used satellite radar to track the island's movement over time. Their conclusion? Palm Jumeirah is sinking at an average rate of 5 millimeters every year. That might sound small, but this isn't a one-time settling event. It's an ongoing, measurable trend, and it hasn't stopped since it was first recorded. Part of the problem is the breakwater itself. By blocking the open sea, it also disrupted the natural flow of water and wind around the island. That disruption slowed circulation and caused sediment to build up unevenly in some areas while eroding rapidly in others. Marine sediment has been tracked shifting up to 40 kilometers over just a 5-year period. Dubai's beaches, as a result, are now losing an estimated 10 to 15,000 cubic meters of sand every single year. And the dredged seabed sand that makes up the island itself isn't as stable long-term as natural desert formations. It's more vulnerable to erosion from waves and tidal currents, meaning the very material that made construction possible is also part of what's slowly wearing the island down. There's also an environmental cost that goes beyond the structure itself. Before construction began, This stretch of coastline held living coral reefs. Researchers estimate that roughly 3 square miles of coral were buried under the sand and rock used to build the island. Reefs that supported marine life that's now gone from the area entirely. Palm Jumeirah wasn't built in isolation either. It's one of several planned island projects along the same coastline, and similar warning signs have shown up on those developments too, suggesting this isn't a one-off engineering flaw, but a pattern tied to the entire approach. And then, there's the factor making everything worse: climate change. The Arabian Gulf is a shallow, enclosed body of water, which makes it especially sensitive to rising sea levels. As global sea levels climb, the erosion and subsidence Palm Jumeirah is already experiencing don't slow down. They accelerate. Combine a sinking foundation with a rising ocean, and you get a timeline that keeps getting shorter, not longer. So where does that leave us? Right now, Palm Jumeirah isn't collapsing overnight. The sinking is gradual, measured in millimeters, not meters. But gradual doesn't mean safe. If the current rate continues unchecked, combined with accelerating sea level rise, engineers and climate researchers warn that low-lying developments like this one could face serious flooding and structural risk within the coming decades, not centuries. Dubai built one of the most ambitious islands in human history using sand, physics, and sheer engineering will. The question now isn't whether the ocean is pushing back. It already is. The real question is how much time Palm Jumeirah actually has left. If you want to know more about incredible builds, click through my videos for more interesting ones.